I have a piece of English walnut that I'll be turning today, and I slabbed this out over a year ago when our friends had their tree cut down because it was dying and I got all the wood. Well, that takes up a lot of space, and this has been on the shelf for that long, and I want to go ahead and turn it. The other thing is the turnings I've been doing lately have been segmented and different types of glue ups. And there's not a lot of wood to turn away once you do it that way, and I want to make some shavings. So I'm going to get the corners cut off, get a hole for a worm screw, and I'll be right back. I just basically knocked the corners off, and it's about 8-inch diameter and between 4.5 and 4 3/4 thick. Okay, so let's see what we can get for RPM. About 650, that's not too bad. Okay, got my face shield and freshly sharpened 5/8 bowl gouge, and we'll go ahead and get this round. So I did see a crack, and it looks like it extended down in here, and it's got quite an opening on it. I think I'll go ahead and get some CA down in here just to strengthen it down below. I don't think I'll fill it all the way, but I'll get some in there, and then when I get a shape on there, we'll see what else I have to patch. I use the thin star bond. That goes in there nicely. Well, it kind of slows down here and gets deeper. We still need to put a shape on here, so maybe some of that'll either go away or it'll get bigger. We will find out soon. I'm going to let that set up because there's a lot in there. I don't want it flying on me. I'm going to go ahead and start to put a shape on the sides, but I'm looking at the grain here. It looks like a river flowing down through, and then it comes back up. And I sure hate to cut that away, and I have a feeling, looking at the bottom, that it's going to turn into this lighter wood. So this is a real debate for me right now. Although this is nice here, but not real fond of the shape. Plus, by the time I flatten the bottom out here, we're going to lose it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this, and we'll just see what happens. About 780 RPM. Okay, that looks kind of nice. I still have this, which I like a lot. I'm going to get the top of this flattened off and see what we have. I'll use the square carbide just to figure out where the top needs to be. Okay, I'm going to round this over a little bit more. Maybe it'll clean that knot up. switch to my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Alright, I like it. That's it, right there. Got to do something with this though. Just going to sand in reverse with this cardboard under here and catch some of this solder. Try to get some of the darker wood up here. Alright, so I'm going to get some more CA down in here. Alright, and I should have put some sealer on there. I hate to get CA glue in the grain here, but I've got a bit of sanding to do. It should go away. So let's go ahead and let that harden up and we'll sand this. Need to get a tenon on here. I think I'll go with the tenon. I just kind of marked this. I think I want to make a tenon here, and I should still be able to keep this with this being the base here. I'll just cut down in here and create the tenon. I'll do that with my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. About 750 RPM. Have the lathe spinning in reverse, about 414 RPM. I'll start with 120 grit and work my way through 400. I'm going to get my dust collector going and get my mass down, and I'll probably go ahead and put a finish on it when we get done sanding. Time for some finish, and I haven't used shellac for a while, and I think that's going to really add to the difference between these light and dark areas. So this is the shellac based sanding sealer. There's my crack that I filled. That looks nice. Hopefully I can do the same to the inside. Now we're starting to see the beautiful grain in this piece. This is just really nice. Especially this little ribbon area coming down here. Okay, soaking it up pretty good here. I might get 3 coats on it. We'll see what happens after the second. But I'll get that on, I'll get the shellac on it, and I'll get it flipped around and we'll start cutting on the inside. I flipped it around. I just sharpened up my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. I'll cut what I can, but I'll have to move the tailstock back pretty soon. Turning about 725 RPM. Yeah, it's getting pretty close. I've got the walls to about 3/8, and where it blends into the bottom, it's pretty close to 3/8. A lot of cracks in here is causing some chatter. I'm going to go ahead and use my Negative Rake Scraper on it to do the blending, and then we'll finish the bottom. Alright, that's looking good and it's feeling good. I just need to clean the bottom up, and I've got a gouge here. It's a 5/8 that I ground as a bottom of the bowl gouge. I haven't used it all that much, but I'm going to see if I can make it work to clean that bottom up. Because a regular grind, you're going to be over here with the handle and you're just not going to get it. Well, that wasn't too bad at all. Just a small little nub there that I can sand off. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and get this sanded up and get a finish on it. Okay, time for everyone's favorite thing, sanding the inside of a bowl. I'm going to start with 80 grit using a 2-inch disc, work my way through 400 like I did on the outside. I'll be running lathe in reverse at 400 RPM. I'm going to get my dust collector going, get a mask on, and we'll get to sanding. Well, I've got it all sanded up, and I'm going to put some of the seal coat on it. This is Zinsser seal coat. It's a sanding sealer. I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll assure you that wood is very pretty. Soaking it up pretty good. Alright, so it's getting late again, and I think I'll let this sit all night and we'll come back and finish it up tomorrow morning. I have 1 coat of shellac on this. I put 2 sanding sealers. I've got 1 coat of shellac. I just buffed it out with the white Scotch-Brite. I'm going to put 1 more coat of shellac on there so you can see how that it works. And it is just like putting the sanding sealer on. But this is really looking pretty, and let's see how it looks with another coat. So that's kind of it. Just I get it on and try to spread it out nice and even. I'll let this dry and I'll come back and we'll use some Acks abrasive paste on it. I let that last coat of shellac dry for over an hour, and I went over it with 400 grit sandpaper, and I also went over it with this white Scotch-Brite like that, and it is already shining really nice. I'm going to go ahead and use the Acks abrasive paste on it, but I want to wait to show you what this looks like. And I'm going to stop the lathe and get some on, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've got some on there, and I'm just going to rub this in and let it do its thing. So I do have a video on this process of using abrasive paste, and if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description, but I really want to wait to show you what this looks like all at once because it is very pretty. So I'll see you pretty soon. I've got the bowl up against a block of wood in my chuck with some padded material. The lathe's turning about 560 RPM. I'm going to take a 1/2 inch bowl gouge and we'll remove that tenon. Okay, I think that'll do it. I'll get this sanded and get it off the lathe, and I'll show you what we have. Well, here it is. It is all done, and I think this is a very pretty piece of English walnut. Just look at that grain in there. I love the contrast of the colors in this area right here. It just looks spectacular. There's that one crack that I filled with CA of sawdust, and it didn't really go through that much, so that was the only bad spot on the wood, and I think it looks great. It finished 7 inches in diameter. It's 4 inches tall. The base is 4 1/4, and the walls are about 1/4 inch. And I finished it with Zinsser seal coat, that's the sanding sealer, and Zinsser shellac. Then I went over it with Acks abrasive paste and polish, and you can see the nice finish you can get with those products. I really like it a lot. Real easy to do as well. So this was another simple bowl, but lots of fun to do. Plus it gave me time to work on the crazy glue up that I have planned, coming soon. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, do me a favor and click that like button. And while you're there, it would be great if you could share the video around. Those two things will really help my channel grow. Leave a comment. I read them all and I do my best to answer them all. Thanks to all my subscribers. And if you're not, please consider doing so. I do a mix of all types of turnings. Some are simple and some are complex. So let me know your favorite. Thanks again, and until the next time, see you later.